The country of Brazil houses a wide variety of habitats from savannas and grasslands to tropical rainforests, most notably the Amazon rainforest. Since each habitat type possesses its own unique features and species adapted to each environment, Brazil is known for its great species richness and diversity. Species richness refers to the abundance of species present in a given environment. While species richness and species diversity are similar concepts, diversity accounts for species evenness or counts within each species. All of these concepts contribute to a healthy, functional ecosystem. However, anthropogenic changes or changes induced by human behavior often lead to the deterioration of ecosystems. As countries become more developed, urbanization leads to a depletion of natural resources. The Parana pine tree is one such resource, also located in Uruguay and Argentina, that has been driven to endangerment due to the need for timber and land. In the past 10 years, the population has suffered a 97% decline. Previously, large stretches of forest have been reduced to spotty patches of wooded areas. Current restoration efforts have been hindered by the lengthy reproductive cycle of this dioecious tree. The females take between 12 to 15 years to sexually mature, while seed development takes approximately 2 years to complete. To fully maximize conservation efforts, a seed dispersal mutualism has been studied.
Are parrots legitimate seed dispersers that promote recruitment of Parana pines even after partially consuming the seeds? The hypothesis states large seeds such as those of the Parana pine can tolerate partial predation and can in return benefit from attracting consumers, such as the parrot, for dispersal. So what makes a good seed disperser? Parrots are known to consume seeds, giving them the predator title. Widespread distribution, high mobility, large size, etc. are all characteristics of a parrot. They are known to be wasteful and mobile foragers, implying that a large number of seeds of a variety of plants are dropped intact or only partially damaged under canopies of fruit trees or distant perches where parrots live. Seed viability is not affected as long as the embryo is unharmed and enough of the seedling remains for establishment. In some species, damage like scarification and scratching enhance germination by increasing water intake, preventing fungal infections, and promoting faster growth. The dispersal and consumption of the Parana pine seeds throughout Brazil influences its ability to colonize. The seeds are large with a length between 5 and 8 centimeters and a weight of about 7 grams when they fall off the tree between the months of March and June. After 20 to 24 months of seed maturation, each tree produces 13 to 20 cones with approximately 80 to 90 seeds per cone. There were 3 steps in testing the hypothesis. Assess the extent of seed-parrot interaction by estimating what extent each parrot species exploits the resource and the relative abundance of each parrot species by roadway surveys. Conduct detailed observations of foraging individuals, and observe germinating seeds to determine whether they were undamaged or partially eaten and whether the rates of growth between the damaged and undamaged differ. This was also tested on jays for a comparative purpose, as they are considered to be the main disperser of Parana pine seeds.
The major points researched in this experiment included identification of seed predators, predator abundance, seed dispersal distances, and seed germination. Seed predator identification was done by analyzing the markings on seeds scattered around select trees. For example, jays are gluttonous eaters who perforate seeds, whereas parrots are messy eaters who pry seeds open and leave lower mandible beak impressions. While there were subtle observable differences between the parrot species, all jays were grouped under one category. To gauge species abundance, roadside surveys were attempted. However, due to low contact with target species, they were not successful and data from a previous study was used instead. When contact was successful, the distance that a seed was carried was observed. Of the dropped seeds under the select trees, a portion of damaged and undamaged germinating seeds were noted.
The scientists found that the degree of seed predation that was occurring varied greatly from species to species. However, they found it was the highest in 4 specific species: the red-speckled Amazon, the venacious Amazon, the scaly-headed parrot, and the maroon-bellied conure. These species all predated seeds from the Panera pine between 8 and 20% of the time. Despite this large variation, 48% of Panera pine trees showed some degree of seed predation. While studying seed dispersal rates, the scientists found that during 2 instances studied, seeds were dispersed from the initial tree a total of 20 times out of a recorded 69. That means that seed dispersal was occurring 22.47% of the time. These dispersals ranged from 5 to 500 meters from the parent tree, and the species with the highest dispersal rates were the 4 most abundant parrot species in the area: the red-speckled Amazon, the venacious Amazon, the scaly-headed parrot, and the maroon-bellied conure. A total of 125 seeds were found to be germinating after being dispersed. Of these, 41 had seeds that were undamaged, 28 showed evidence that they were predated on by the parrot species, and 37 were predated on by both parrots and rodent species.
The importance of the parrot-piranha tree mutualism cannot be understated. While the parrots often eat other seeds, nuts, and fruits, the piranha provides important nutrients that are critical to maintaining the parrot population. In fact, one of the cited reasons for the parrot decline in Brazil is a reduction of piranha trees. Furthermore, the parrot dispersal behavior can have major implications for the population of piranha trees, as the parrot's dispersal enables the trees to continue to establish in new areas. Factors such as human harvesting, the introduction of foreign predators, and competition from invasive species such as the pinus and eucalyptus have put the piranha tree on the endangered species list. Thus, it is important that the piranha trees are continuously dispersed to survive. While the trees are commonly dispersed via rodents, recently the piranha population has been dispersed in small pockets surrounded by urbanized land and crops, where rodents can't gain access. Therefore, the ability for the parrots to carry the seed is critical to the survival of the piranha tree population. However, the parrot has continued to be considered both a pet and a pest. As a result, it is killed and poached for the pet market. These actions, along with the decline of the piranha tree, have led to the endangerment of 2 of the parrots noted in the study. The A. praetrie has been labeled vulnerable, and the A. vinacea is now endangered. In order to protect against further forest deforestation and allow for the regeneration of the piranha tree, it is critical to protect this declining parrot population. However, the parrots must also be protected in order to prevent the endangerment of the piranha tree. In this manner, the population of piranha trees and parrots affect each other, and anthropogenic changes that affects either organism is likely to threaten the existence of both the parrot and the tree. It is crucial to protect both of these species because they contribute to the biodiversity and stability of the ecosystem in southern Brazil. This biodiversity allows for greater genetic diversity to prevent diseases, ability to adapt after disturbances, and capability to grow a wider range of crops and other valuable resources. Thus, in order to preserve the biodiversity of habitats such as those in southern Brazil, it is critical to focus conservation efforts on both the parrots and the piranha trees.
To recap, parrots are the primary dispersers of the piranha seeds, spreading seeds from 5 to 500 meters from the original tree and contributing possibly more than the jays. This might have been previously overlooked due to the difficulties in observing parrots, especially the species that are not as abundant. However, now that this mutualism has been established, it is important to protect both species. With the population of parrots and piranha trees both on the endangered species list, the disappearance of one will likely contribute to the extinction of the other organism.